Welcome back to another episode of the 1% Life Podcast. I'm your host, Coach JT. This information is for educational and informational purposes only and is solely a self-help tool for your own use. I'm not providing medical, psychological, fitness, or nutrition therapy. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problem or illness without consulting your own medical practitioner. As always, results of any kind will vary based on each person's unique circumstances, capacity, and work ethic. So here we are starting 2026 as I record this on January the 3rd. 2025 was officially the fastest year I can ever remember. It flew by. I don't know if it's because I was busier or maybe it's because I'm older and I value time more, but it flew by. It felt like 90 days. And so I stand here asking myself, what's one thing, if I had to pick one big thing that I have to leave in 2025 and not bring to 2026, what is it? So I started asking myself that question along with a lot of you guys about 2 or 3 weeks into December. I sent out some emails asking for replies. I asked coaching clients, friends, family members, what do you feel like you need help with more than anything else? If you had to pick one thing, what is it? Every single person said the same exact, even people that offered multiple things, all included mindset. Self-discipline is what we struggle with the most, right? Across the board. But here's the thing. When we talk about mindset, it's usually about how we think to ourselves alone. Our mood, our self-discipline to accomplish tasks or to go to the gym or to get up early or to handle tasks at work. But what about your mindset overall as it relates to how you actually act and interact with others around you? How you respond in relationships every day? What you accept, how you think, what your standards are overall? That's all mindset. Having a savage mindset, to me, isn't about hype. It's not about ego. It's not about temporary inspiration from the YouTube video that you watched first thing in the morning that's gone by 10 o'clock. It's not about being cruel or reckless or acting cool or cold or selfish. It's about feeling mentally bulletproof and untouchable all the time. Peaceful, stoic, driven, focused, aware. The kind of mind that you control, not the kind that you follow and take orders from all the time. One that doesn't flinch. One that can't be bribed by comfort, hijacked by guilt. That's not constantly being interrupted by manipulation or circumstances or other people, the whim of the world. It doesn't mean you have to shout to be heard. It doesn't mean fighting for attention or needing constant validation or being outwardly aggressive or super hardcore 24/7. I'm talking about having total control of your emotions at any given time and having complete confidence in your ability to do so. Deep-rooted, uncompromising self-discipline. The kind of mindset you can carry into a room of 1,000 people and without saying a single word, everyone else will feel it. They can see it all over you like a neon sign. It's about how you see yourself and others around you, not just how you act internally alone by yourself. How you interact, what you accept, what you don't, what your standards are, what you're willing to tolerate, what you associate with. The foundation of all this is clarity of purpose. Are you living out your purpose? Are you fired up to get up every day, or do you get up dreading what you've got to do? Unshakable clarity of purpose. We all have one, but most people walk around in a fog, oblivious. They want everything, which means they don't commit to anything really. One minute they're chasing a dopamine hit, the next minute they apologize for it. People are all over the board. Ambition, fear, pleasure, guilt, loyalty, resentment, right? That type of cycle that people live in makes them buyable by compliments and threats and distractions. And it also makes people like that easy to control because they're always reacting to everything around them in real time. You're never going to get the level of clarity that you need from Instagram. Okay? No motivational quotes on Facebook, parroting affirmations, YouTube videos, rah stuff all the time. You get it from having a serious sit down with yourself, which most people are scared to do. What do you really want? Beyond comfort and safety, what do you really want? What do you have to change to get it? To become who you really want to be, what do you got to do? What are you willing to sacrifice along the way? What's it really worth to you? Those types of questions. If you can answer those questions honestly, then background noise just dies. You operate on a whole different level. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. Okay? You don't owe anybody anything. You just don't. Stop negotiating with yourself. Stop reacting to other people's drama and opinions like they even matter. If you start doing this, you'll learn very quickly that distraction overall is the frickin' enemy. When you stop drifting and start driving instead of running around on autopilot, it terrifies the heck out of people who live that way. You want to have some haters? This is the best way to do it. Right? He's mean. He's so hardcore. He never does anything fun. He doesn't want to go out with us anymore, aka go get drunk and stay out till freaking 3 a.m. Here's what I tell you. Remember that haters are a great indicator of your progress. If you don't have any, you're blending in, and that's a very bad thing. The next thing you have to develop is total control of your emotional output. Here's the truth. People are not threatened by what you feel. They don't care. What they're threatened by is what they can't read or control. That's the truth. The more you telegraph every little emotion that you have, the easier you are to outmaneuver and to manipulate. When you flinch at an insult or fish for compliments online or become easily agitated or fly off the handle, or even if you talk too much and just share all kinds of information all the time, including your goals, it's all outward signs of weakness that other people feed on and or categorize you by. A savage mindset is emotionally disciplined, not numb, disciplined. Your face should always be stoic and hard to read. When somebody pushes you, don't get upset. At least outwardly upset. Don't act out. Just stare at them with a blank expression. When somebody compliments you, don't get all excited and praise them and jump up and down. Just act modest. Say thank you. That's it. When you're under pressure, don't fidget. Don't act visibly shaken, even if you are nervous. You can control your outward appearance. Slow your breathing. Focus. Remind yourself you're in control. They're your feelings, not theirs. They aren't running the show. You're the boss. This isn't about being emotionless either. That's what everybody hears when I talk about this. That's so cold. It's so emotionless. No, it's not. It's about being in control of your emotions, right? Not being controlled by them. When you have this type of self-control, other people around you will notice. It's not normal. It is badass and envied, but it's not normal. You also have to see the cracks and reflect. Your biggest weapon isn't outward force. It's inward observation, right? If you listen to people, they'll tell you exactly where they are. They always overshare. It's the word they repeat, the topic they dodge, the person they defend, the scrap of validation they keep asking for, the thing they can't lose that they talk about all the time, the insecurity they keep trying to hide. It stands out if you pay attention, not if you're running your mouth sharing yours. You're not using this information to bully other people or to take advantage. You're using it to understand yourself better, self-reflection. What you can learn from people by listening and observing instead of trying to be observed all the time is freaking extraordinary. Shut your mouth some. You'll see what other people chase. You'll see what they dread, what makes them irrational, what makes them want, whether or not they're being genuine. It's not for you to act out on. It's not for you to use or announce or to talk about behind somebody's back. It's for you to catalog and compare yourself to. If you're guilty of the negative things that you see other people doing, that you observe, things that stand out to you, freaking change them. And then you have to remove guilt as the decision maker. Guilt is the cheapest form of self-control I have ever seen in my entire life, and it's more prevalent now than probably any other time in history. Society, marketing, family, political parties, influencers, even your friends, they all weaponize it. If you post up the wrong thing on social media, you get canceled. So what? What does that even mean? Who cares? How does it really affect you? People only act this way if they're dying to be accepted. right? What this means is do what we want, even if it costs you who you are. And most people are okay with that. It's not morality. It's manipulation that people disguise as virtue. Guilt serves as a very good self-check to help you navigate your own morality. Unfortunately, 90% of the time, it's a leash that other people have slipped around your neck. So be careful. Here's a good self-test. When you feel guilt, ask yourself this: is this aligned with God's values, or is it just someone else trying to control the script? If it's godly, then learn from it, right? If it's theirs, cut the rope and move on. It's that simple. It's that cut and dry. You can't build a strong mind or a free life while you constantly apologize to everyone else for everything you freaking do, good or bad. There's always going to be haters. And a lot of time, they're going to be people close to you, like friends and family members, unfortunately. They're going to call you selfish and mean and rude and obsessed and cold, a Jesus freak. Who cares? You don't owe anyone anything except God. Learn to say no. And learn to say no without offering a freaking 10-minute explanation or justification why. If somebody asks you to go do something, it's okay to say, no, I can't. You don't have to say, no, I can't because, and make up a cool lie. Stop doing crap for free. Ignore people that only show up when they need something. Walk away from emotional blackmail. The second that you actually decide to stop letting guilt of any kind dictate your decisions, the people using it on you become powerless. They just kind of fade away. You don't need other people. Well, that sounds cold, but you should want other people. You shouldn't need other people. That's what I mean. Most people live their lives like they can't survive without constant approval of everyone. It's total strangers, for God's sakes. It's desperate. Stay with me, approve of me, tell me I matter, like my post, validate me, include me, what about me? People trade their self-respect and their freaking dignity for it. And I'm not talking about friendships. That's not a friendship. I'm talking about acquaintances, likes, compliments, money, status. All of that will dilute your dreams. Here's what it really is. It's really weakness and lack of self-worth that people disguise as connection or love. It's a lie. Or empathy and friendships. That's a lie too. I have less than 5 people that I would call a friend and thousands of acquaintances. Big difference. They are not the same thing. Your foundation has to be different. Remind yourself, I'm already alone. I came into the world alone. I'm going to leave it alone. And everything in between is my responsibility. Who I want to be with. You don't need to be with anybody. It's not about isolation. It's about your own independence, your own self-love. How good are you to anybody else pouring from a half-empty cup? You don't need anyone. You get to choose who walks with you. Whole different perspective. Instead of just tolerating what happens all the time, when somebody becomes dead weight or clearly disloyal, disrespectful, harmful, toxic, don't plead with them to stop. Don't get angry. Don't write them a freaking monologue or beg them to change. Cut the rope. Don't hesitate. You don't have to be mean about it. Just do it silently, calmly, but do it permanently. Be done. Not just on Facebook until you walk it back next week. Be done. Loneliness isn't a weapon anyone should be able to use against you. You got to learn to love yourself. Enjoy your own company. I love to be with myself. Be your own biggest fan. Be your own biggest cheerleader. What's wrong with that? When you can learn how to do this, you can't be blackmailed with abandonment or approval or attention ever again. You still get it, but it means something completely different. And your life is going to be very, very different overall. You should be complete by yourself. Happy by yourself. You should love yourself. And I'm talking about before anyone else ever arrives on the scene. If you can't do that, then you're waiting for other people to contribute and make you happy. That's unfair to them and to you. The next is observational dominance, is what I would call it. When you walk into a room, you don't need to announce yourself. You don't need to stand on the table and cling the glass and let everybody know that you have arrived. Let your presence do the talking. Just walk in and be quiet. Most people scramble to fill air and ramble and talk too much and laugh too loud and try too hard. Just stop. Here's what you do instead. Walk in, be quiet, and scan the room. and watch everyone else peacock and focus on themselves and try to get attention. Weak people are always trying to win the room by performing and being too loud. We've all heard the saying that the quiet person is the strong one, right? Watch those people. Say less, listen more, become one. People love to over-explain and confess like they're auditioning for approval that nobody asked them to audition for in the first place. That's the power shift you're looking for. When you stop trying to be seen so much, everybody's going to see you. The next, I would tell you to think before you speak. Stop rambling just to hear yourself talk or try to be the expert. I see a lot of people do that too. Every time somebody talks, you can see them waiting on that person to shut up so they can one-up them. Everything that you say should offer value or be of some kind of service, not a cockfight. If it doesn't, then don't speak. Wait, listen more. 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? Don't always chime in and offer your input unless you're asked. Again, the power that you create in silence is always going to be much louder than anything you're going to say anyway. There shouldn't be gossip, no rambling stories, no bragging, no constantly one-upping somebody and wait for them to shut up so you can talk. And if others are doing that to a large degree, just walk away. Don't be part of it. You don't need to stand around and listen to that. You know they're doing it. You can see it. It's childish. And this isn't about being cold or mean. I know everybody likes to come back to that. That's not what this is. It's breaking a pattern that you're in. It's also going to make others around you pause and wonder the same exact thing. Did I cross a line? Did something change? Do I need to look at what I'm doing? Did I go too far? That's okay. Let them start to self-reflect too. Stop accepting all the negativity, wasted time, and BS. Like my grandpa said, never wrestle with pigs. Right? They love the mud, and regardless of the outcome, you're going to get filthy. It's just the truth. You're not going to go anywhere with it. When somebody throws an insult, don't reply. When they lie, don't argue with them. Don't defend yourself. There's no point. Stay silent. Let them over-explain. Let them expose themselves and look like an idiot. They're trying to get you to respond. The more you refuse to act, the more desperate they'll become. And you'll see it. Once it's exposed, they can't put it back in a box. They look like an idiot. Silence is not being passive or weak. It's self-control, and it's a freaking superpower. Demand respect before likability. Respect before likability. I run my business that way. I run my coaching program that way. It's the most important thing in the world to me is the respect. I don't care if you like me or not. Right? If you do, that's great. If we can be friends, fantastic. But not at the expense of you changing and getting a result and hearing the truth. Approval is a drug that will turn the strongest people soft and weak. People laugh when they think they're supposed to. They water down the standards to fit in. They explain themselves so that everybody around them likes them. They exaggerate crap for status, right? The big fish stories all the time. That's freaking weak-minded behavior at its peak. You're not here to be liked. You're here to make a difference, to influence others, to say what needs to be said, to be honest. Have some honor. Stop sugarcoating things or dancing around the truth to make sure that people don't get upset with you or unfollow you or, heaven forbid, unfriend you on the almighty Facebook. It doesn't mean you need to be a jerk. It means be honest and direct. Telling people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. Telling people what they want to hear isn't helpful to them or you. It's pandering for approval. It's gross. Stop trying to please everybody. There will always be people that don't like you no matter what anyway. But at least they will respect you. Respect is worth way more than 1,000 compliments to me. I don't need the compliments. This goes back to what we talked about earlier with self-love. I don't live on compliments. Disappear and stop begging. No speeches. No we need to talk emails. No dramatic exits. No passive-aggressive Facebook post. Just absence. Stop explaining and hoping that they're going to change after 500 attempts. How many times have you been through the same crap? And especially if it's somebody you've known for 10 or 15 years, and this is the cycle, be done. They haven't changed yet. They're not going to. And you don't need to lash out or get revenge or make it a big deal. Just cut access. Start with less. Share less. Fewer invites, less text messages, neutral responses when they text you. No warmth, but no hate. Being able to say, I respect myself and I'm done, doesn't require a single freaking word, just one simple action. Done. It's that simple. Trust me, people will feel it immediately, and it carries so much more weight than anything else you can say or do. It will make them turn inward. If you want them to change at all, this is the very best way to do it. They'll replay their interactions, what they said, how they acted. Maybe they'll make some changes, but that's on them. You need to stay out of it. It doesn't have anything to do with you at that point. Remember this, the most devastating power move you can ever make is not revenge. It's indifference. Think about it. Would you rather somebody go back and forth with you forever, play in the games, or just cut you off? Which one would sting more? And a lot of times this is the best thing you can do for yourself and for them. And then you have to guard your inner world, right? Your circle. If I've said this 100 times, I've said it 1,000. Your inner world is sacred. Okay, it's your final fortress. This is the mistake that so many people make. And women, you're much worse about it than guys are, but you have an open door policy. You give everyone entry. You become best friends day one without knowing anything about who they really are. Right? You share everything. You trust them completely. You tell everybody it's your best friend, your soulmates that you just met. And then you're devastated when things blow up in a week. I had no idea they were like that. They're like a demon. I don't know where it came from. They seemed so nice. Yeah, for the 5 hours you spent with them over the last 2 weeks, maybe they showed you what you wanted to see. Don't allow access to people like that. It's okay to be slow. You don't have to trust people right away. You don't have to let everybody in. Most people are going to fail your trust test if you give them one anyway, and you'll be glad you waited. Be honest. How many people do you really trust anyway? Like really trust? Would you let them stay alone with your spouse while you were out of town? You trust them that much? What about give them your account number? Keys to your home. Stay there all you want. Don't worry about it. Code to the safe. Here's the keys to my $100,000 car. Take it for a spin. I trust you. How many people do you know like that? People confuse oversharing with connection. Just because they tell you about the dirty secrets in their past relationship that they'd like to talk about for whatever reason doesn't mean that you know them. Stop sharing everything. 80% don't care, never will. 19% want to see you fail or actively try to make you fail. And if you're lucky, you will eventually find 1% that you can let in. But it's going to take time. Okay? Years to vet that person. Not days, not months, not weeks. So stop sharing your goals with everybody. Stop sharing intimate details. Stop sharing your finances, relationship issues, business ideas. Keep your strategies to yourself. Look at it this way. Would you share all that information with somebody if you knew they were going to backstab you? Use it against you, try to hurt you? Of course not. What if the person that you decided to trust so quickly and to share your life with is that person? A lot of times they are. Stop. This is how you avoid negative input and sabotage from other people that want to see you fail. And it's a lot of people. Let's just be honest. People love to cheer you on and root for your success as long as you're not more successful than them. Once you cross that divide, it goes away. The less people know about your plans, the more untouchable you become. You have to keep your values constant. Okay, regardless of what's going on in the world, your values and respect are non-negotiable items, and so is your enforcement of both. You can feel that way yourself, but if you let other people trample on that, they don't really mean anything to you. Disloyalty ends access. Disrespect ends access on the spot. Okay, you can forgive, and you should. That doesn't mean that you need to be a weak pushover and let them back in to keep doing it to you. Imagine this. Your business partner and your wife scheme and steal 7 figures from your business, and then you stay married and keep that best friend too. Where do you draw the line? Right? Don't attempt to compromise your morals, your values, your personal beliefs. What else do you have? Define your values. Have you ever done that? Where your values really lie? Your values, aka laws, should be carved in stone. And how you enforce them should be carved in stone. If they're not, they're really not that important to you, and you can't get all pissed off when somebody else tramples all over them. Where it starts is by tolerating all these little things, which invites bigger and bigger compromise. Back it down. Nip it. Stop. Stop letting little crap slide all the time. If you really value yourself, then everyone should know exactly where you stand. Period. I know a lot of people love to live in the past. Remember that memory is a ledger. Okay, it's not a wound. It's not something that you have permission to rewrite all the time. It's done. Stop replaying pain and being a victim for the rest of your life. People will deliberately hurt you. People will wrong you. People will steal from you. People will deceive you. We've all had it happen. You survived, right? It's done. Move on. Nothing's ever going to change it anyway. Why do you keep revisiting it? Keep a mental ledger. Learn from it. Get over it. The next time, just pay closer attention. Look at how people act. You'll see what they're doing ahead of time. If you do the stuff that I've already talked about, you'll see it coming. This goes back to all the little things, being passive, ignoring the signs, letting people back in that have already hurt you in little ways or big ways. People that give you an insincere, sarcastic congratulations. People that disappear when you really need something. People are only generous when it's public and they get praise for it. People that talk behind your back to fit in with other people. People that push you to drink or to flirt outside your marriage or to eat like crap or to neglect yourself. All this stuff. No thanks. Can you imagine a strong, assertive, driven person with a savage mindset tolerating people like this? Of course not. What about wallowing in some kind of drama that happened with somebody 6 months ago? Nope. They don't do it either. Your mental real estate is way too valuable to tie up space with garbage like this. And then you have to make peace with being misunderstood. It's just the way it is. Look, if everybody understands you and you fit in and you don't stand out at all, you're in the wrong place. Even people close to you, and they don't have to. It's yours. It's yours for a reason. It's between you and God. Stop expecting them to. Stop getting mad when they don't. They don't need to understand your distance or your goals or your values or your choices or your work ethic or your dreams. None of it. They're yours for a reason. And they don't need to understand why you refuse to explain yourself either. You don't owe them an explanation. Right? They don't give you one. A lion doesn't ask sheep to validate his silence or his methods or his process or how he lives. Be done auditioning. Be done defending. Be done bending over to others just to be understood or to frickin' fit in. You should stand out. You should be different. Being normal and blending in should scare the hell out of you. Being weak-minded, soft, and passive should give you nightmares. Stop apologizing for wanting more for yourself and your family. Stop feeling bad for being driven and having high expectations. It's time to start believing in yourself a little bit more. Listen to your gut. Take more risks. Stop waiting on somebody else to bring your health and your happiness and your opportunity. It's not coming. They don't care. Right? And most people are going to try to stop you once you get going anyway. Get out of your own freaking way. Stop tearing yourself down. Stop expecting so little from yourself. No more self-pity. No more talking about what you can't do. No more believing your own freaking lies you've been telling yourself for years or decades. No more being average. It sucks. It's time to step up. Be who you were meant to be. The world doesn't need a bunch more nice, passive, weak, lazy-ass people who just want to fit in and be liked. It needs more people who are untouchable. Be that. I'm out. For more content, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. See you.